Hey guys, welcome back to another DK podcast. We are at episode 16.2, the second half of the recap for Darius and G. Guys, we will continue to discuss their testimony, their truth. I hope you enjoy. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So that was Darius. So now Greg, right? We got G.
Yes. G.
So that
The
was
real
interesting.
G.
The real G. The
real G from LA, boy.
Yeah, the
Longmore
real G.
Avenue, not Los Angeles, y'all.
I just realized what just happened. I'm not even going. Yikes. All right.
Yes.
We need to do the Best of the East podcast. That's what we need to do.
I mean, we could.
We need to do that.
We could.
So G, talk to me about G, your relationship. How do you know him?
Okay.
So I think that's interesting for people to know to share.
Yeah, Greg. Greg, I've known Greg for like 20 plus years. I think I met Greg when I was like 20, 21 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him at a bar in
A bar. Just say a bar.
no, because the bar's not here no more. And it's a staple down Lorimer. It was Hank and Andy's.
Okay.
We was in Hank and Andy's, and I was in there shooting pool.
Okay.
And he came in, and he was like, "Yo, I'm trying to shoot pool with you."
Okay.
All right, let's get it. But little did I know, he knew who I was, but I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
He's actually really good friends with my brother that passed away.
Okay.
And my brother was really good friends with his sister as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just basically how
Big
it
bro.
started. Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it started. And yeah, we just been super tight ever since.
Yeah.
Ever since. And when my brother passed away, a lot of people who my brother was super close with, you know, they gravitated to me, and they became, you know, close with me, and, you know, hovered over me to make sure that I was cool.
Yeah. I think that's pretty dope. That's what we do in our community.
Yeah.
We do take care of each other. It was funny because I know you talked to him, and then as I mentioned, we talked on the and I was like, yo, I don't know.
Yes.
You're like, what do you mean? I don't know. I was like, he didn't really want to talk, but that's not because he don't got a story. He don't have anything to share. He's just very methodical in what he shares. And that's what that episode was about.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting. Once we pressed record, like it was like a slow burn, but then we eventually got there. And
Right.
It was funny because after we pressed in, and this might be a spoiler alert, there might be like a DK True Hollywood stories of what happened and what didn't happen. Because like as we started chopping it up more, he was telling me stories about the Hill District.
Yeah.
And that's where my mom, that's where some of my family's from.
Right.
So we knew some of this. I mentioned some people, and then he was like, man, y'all need to like have like a unfiltered, uncut version. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
Like, man,
because he got a lot of stories.
got a lot of stories to tell. He's not snitching.
No.
He's just sharing what really happened.
Hood stories.
Hood stories. And that's the thing about, I was actually just having this conversation earlier. That's the thing about storytelling. That's why it's important, is because historically, people of color in our community, we tell the best stories.
Yeah.
And that's how you shared history, was
Yeah.
oral history through storytelling.
Yep.
So there might be a paid version of the DK podcast coming soon.
The paywall.
Right? Paid at paywall, so you can hear the real stories about what happened
Yeah,
in Pittsburgh.
yeah.
But talk to me some more about G's story. He really opened it up. What was it like? I don't know if you knew this. Were you aware of him seeing two people killed in his life, like his dad putting down two people? Okay.
I was definitely aware of the
Okay.
main story that he told. I was definitely aware of that because I knew G's dad. Once me and him became cool and we started hanging, I got the opportunity to meet his dad. His dad was a really good guy. Like he was something that he was a guy. Yeah, like, he was
a guy.
something to see, right?
He was a guy.
And he was very fond of me. And when I heard that he was no longer with us, I definitely felt some type of way. Yeah, G definitely shared that story with me. I didn't know he was going to share it here.
I was like, this is the beginning of the paid version.
Yo, I was shocked. Like,
I saw your face. It got real quiet in the room.
I was going to say something like the. I don't want to say he took the oxygen out the room, but
He did, because his dad took the oxygen out of somebody else.
I'm
Is
not
it too
gonna
soon?
laugh. I'm not going.
You can laugh. It's okay. We're way past statute of limitations. It happened.
It did happen. It did
his
happen.
dad had to unalive somebody.
He did, because the guy was being very disrespectful.
Exactly.
He was being very disrespectful. So his dad felt like he needed to protect. You guys got to watch it.
Just watch
you
it.
have to watch it. But so yeah, I was very surprised about that part, that he told us that part. Something that I wanted to get into with him was his relationship with my brother. So we may have a part 2, because there's some things that he wanted to share that it didn't really give us to be able to share that stuff. But he's another guy who likes to cook. Mm-hmm. He gets down, he burns.
Real men cook.
Period.
Just leave it there.
Period.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
That's what we do.
But yeah, like he was a rugrat. He ran the streets of Lorimer Avenue. He also ran the streets of other neighborhoods. He was out Mon Valley,
he had
like
the hood
he
pass.
said. Yes, he had the hood pass.
Now, for our audience who doesn't know, because there's corporate money starting to come in.
Yes.
Explain to the people what a hood pass is.
So a hood pass is that you have respect in every hood that you frequent. Mm-hmm. They respect you. You respect them back. And when you go to those areas, there's no issue. There's no problem. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to worry about, somebody trying to take you out or run you out of that neighborhood, because the respect is there.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying is, even if I'm not supposed to wear red in a certain neighborhood, mm-hmm. I can wear my red in that neighborhood.
Yeah, and they won't mess with you like that.
Or I can wear my blue in a certain neighborhood, and they won't mess with you.
Exactly, because they know who you are.
Yeah, okay.
They know that them colors don't represent you.
Okay, or you can wear black in a certain neighborhood, and they won't mess with you.
Yeah.
Or that classic Wilkinsburg State hoodie.
Oh my God.
You knew it was coming. They won't mess with you.
LA, that's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? You got my hood brother sitting next to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, and G was also, he was there around a lot of the gang era.
He saw some things.
He definitely saw some things. Maybe even participated in some things. But he said he was running the streets.
But that just means he was running. That don't mean he was doing stuff. Just because he was there, huh?
He was bad.
Just because he was there, that don't mean he was there. Don't put him in nothing.
The man ain't getting in trouble for it.
I'm just saying, there's a reason why he was wearing sunglasses.
Okay? Yes.
First person on this podcast.
That's the first person on the podcast. Yes, and it's so crazy because he started a trend, even without. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He started a trend.
Yeah. I see what you did there. So one of our guests coming up is wearing looks as well.
Yes.
But
but he doesn't know that G is wearing looks.
Yeah, but they're built the same way.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
But don't throw that man in something.
Greg,
he just seen some things.
If you jumped on somebody because they did something, you know what you did, bro. I ain't throwing you under the bus. It ain't a crime to fight.
Okay. All right. It's not. He had to protect himself. But go ahead. Exactly. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
Yeah, he's seen some things growing up during the gangbanging era. Also, I meant to mention that my aunt used to date Greg's uncle, and she would babysit Greg as well. So we got family ties, deep family ties for real.
So he's not your cousin? Would that be your cousin?
No.
If your aunt,
my aunt was dating his uncle, not his dad.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I was about to say, you know how I get. I was saying, not his dad, but when she calling your uncle,
my God.
Daddy. I'm sorry. This is the paid version. We just got to do the paid version of the podcast. Continue on. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so okay, then Greg became a father. Mm-hmm. And during him,
is he a pappy too?
He is.
That's crazy. You
Twice.
Getting all the granddads.
But Greg's a little bit older than us.
Okay.
He's I want to say Greg's 47 or something like that.
That's still record breaking to be 47 to be a pappy.
Absolutely, it's still young, but he's closer to 50. You know what I mean? So
I think you should be 60 something when you're a pappy.
I agree.
So
I'm not against it. But yeah, he said that.
Or I thought I don't. I thought that's how it works.
But you know what?
It's
when
2025.
I think about it, I feel like my grandmother was young when she became a grandmother.
Okay.
My mom was 18. My grandma was 18 when she had my mom. My mom was 18 when she had my brother.
But that was a different time.
Really? I mean, it was, but I want to say my grandma was like 30 something.
So in 20 years, are you ready to be? Or no, excuse me. In 8 years, are you ready to be Grandma Joe 2.0?
I
See
know,
what I
right?
did there?
2.0,
See what I
because I
did
was going to say that ain't me.
Grandma Joe 2.0.
That's that Joan Jones.
That's
lady.
what I'm saying.
But no.
Exactly.
No, I would like for my children to experience life. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that having a child will
There's nothing
stop
wrong
you
with that.
from
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
experiencing
with
life.
that.
However, I want them to have the full picture
Yeah.
in their 20s. You know, if you decide that you want to have kids in your 30s, so be it.
Yeah.
But I preach that to my nieces and my nephews. Some of them listened, some of them didn't. But you know, I had a nephew that was a virgin until he was in his 20s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I preach for you to enjoy life. Go to school. If you're not going to go to school, start a business. If you're not going to start a business, travel the world. Just get out and see life for what it is before you start to, you know, bring other people aboard with you.
Yeah, and for the record, we're not saying there's nothing wrong with being a pappy in your 40s. We're just saying, wow. Because she's right there. I just got to the 40 club, and that's like, that's crazy.
I'm only a
crazy.
year older than you, okay?
That's
Can
a
you
long
stop?
year. It's a long year. All right.
But so Greg has children. He had children, you know, while he was incarcerated. His oldest was born while he was in the hole.
He shared that part, yeah.
Right? I didn't know that. And you know, now she has 2 children. So, you know, now he's a grandpa. And it's so crazy because he also shared that he was in a really bad motorcycle accident.
Yes.
That kind of, you know, messed up his mobility a little bit.
Yeah.
But how God works, because Greg should not be the way that he is right now, as messed up as he was in that motorcycle accident, right? Yeah. But how God works is he healed him, right? And now Greg is working with people who have autism and who have multiple sclerosis and things like that. He's helping taking care of the people who can't really take care of themselves. And he at one point was in that position himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really interesting. It's a trend. I don't like to use the word trend when it comes to certain things. So we'll say pattern.
Okay.
Healthy pattern.
Yes.
Because we know about a lot of the patterns that lead people to get incarcerated. But I think one of the things I've noticed is that every guest that we've had has been impacted by incarceration, whether they're the parole officer, whether they're the correction officer, whether they're the person who's gone to prison, whether they're the advocate. Like, you're always impacted by us. And everybody, it seems like they've did a 180 on their pain. So for him, you know, he was that person that needed to be taken care of. Now he takes care of other people. And one of the things I did notice about him was his, not that he's weak or anything, but just his gentleness and how he handles situations. Like, he's very low key, not too soft spoken, but you can tell that when you deal with him that he's reading the room, he's taking it all in, but he's also being very considerate of what's happening with the other person. So I think that experience that you mentioned is that, and I've noticed that in a lot of the different guests as we've had. So any other thoughts around Greg's episode and whatnot?
I'm really happy that I got him to come on, because it was like a tug of war, sort of. Some people I asked to do the podcast, it's a tug of war, and I've lost. I've lost the tug, because I had a cousin that I asked to come on because I thought he has a great story to tell, and he just was like, no. And I was like, can you just watch it and see if you're interested in it? And he was like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. But no. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then with Greg, it was like, I don't know, Joe. I don't know. And it's like, again, can you watch it and see what it's hitting for? And when he watched it, and he was like, okay, I think I could do that. I think I could do that. So, you know, again, growing up in the hood, we got so many stories, and we want to share it, because like you said, you know, that's part of our heritage, that we share stories. And a lot of the stories from back in the slavery days, they gave messages, little secret hints on how to become free, how to get free.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it might not be a message of breaking slavery, how to become free, but it's a message of breaking generational curses of how not to do what I did so that you can be a better person.
Yeah. That's
so
good.
Even though those stories may be taking the air out of the room, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Because life is real.
It is real. So I think even in that, every story has the ability to unlock truth and disseminate truth, distribute truth into people's lives. So when I'm preaching, like this past Sunday, I shared part of the stuff that I dealt with. So like the first lady sitting on the road, like, what? like this is not it. And my mom's there saying like, yes, this actually happened. Like he was like going this direction. And thank God he intervened in my life. But I use those stories, like the bad stories about stuff, not to boast in myself or hype myself up, but saying, hey, this is what you can get from that. This is what God wants to do in your life. And that's pretty much what you're saying, because you know, if I use the word baby, right, what does that do for you? Smile. Most people smile.
Right.
But then when you use a negative story, like that really impacts people. But if you can find that positive in that negative story and show God's heartbeat for somebody, it actually has a bigger impact, right?
Of
so
course.
that's why the news cycles is doom and gloom all day, right? Like they're not going to say anything nice. You know what I mean? So-and-so went to Alaska to meet with so-and-so. You're like, I didn't even care that anybody was in Alaska. But today I care because what's happening?
Wait. We care about people in Alaska.
No, I'm
we
not
love
saying
y'all.
I don't care about Alaska, but I don't care about Alaska. You know what I mean?
But yeah, like, no, I totally agree, because it's like, I share with you to let you know that I'm not different from you.
Yeah.
I'm just like you. And in some situations, you got to let a person know that you're just like me. You're only one bad decision from ending up where I was at.
Yes. That's part of what I shared. One bad decision, I got out the car, and the rest is literally history.
I remember the story.
The rest is literally history. So I might tell that before I can't tell that. And I don't mean like something's about to happen to me. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. So is there any other thing you want to talk about with those two interviews, or any other things that are happening? I know we talked about it. By the time this airs, it would already pass, but we do have a summit happening tomorrow. So what does that mean to you? I mean, we can kind of talk about that a little bit more, but what are you anticipating happening tomorrow for the summit?
Oh man, I anticipate a lot of smiles and laughter. I anticipate good conversation. I anticipate full bellies, and I anticipate a lot of children being eager to return for another summit. I anticipate them being eager to start school because they got things that they needed from the book bag giveaway that we're going to do. I'm anticipating longevity for this program.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I'm anticipating that that's going to happen, but there might not be full bellies if I don't go to Sam's Club after this. I just said that. I was like, oh, full bellies, I gotta go to Sam's Club. But yeah, I think that's good. I think even in the summit, you know, sharing stories, we're not at the place where we're at the paid wall yet, where we could just have an uncut, unfiltered. We try to keep it rated G, PG most of the time.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But I think
because we have to remember Christ is listening.
Yes, Jesus is always listening. But he was there.
He was. He know what it's here for.
He actually got you out the situation.
Exactly. He knows what it was here for.
Like, you can't hide nothing from God.
Right,
but,
right.
I think, you know, even just the storytelling aspect, sharing stories of what worked, what didn't work, and for people's lives is going to be impactful to the youth. So anything else you want to talk about? Share with people as they're watching this. This is going to air in a couple weeks, technically.
Right,
so think a couple weeks out.
So just be on the lookout for more.
So not
real,
next Friday. 2 weeks.
More real interviews coming, because we're going to keep pumping them out.
Yep.
We're going to keep pumping them out. Like, as long as people are willing to share, we're going to keep pumping them out. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to go beyond Pittsburgh, you know, like we did this weekend. We went to Philadelphia and got a really good interview from somebody that is from Los Angeles.
So technically, it's a national podcast that has reach from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yes.
So, I mean, we're doing a lot better than Biggie and Tupac right now. It's not too soon, you know.
Oh my goodness. But yes, I thank you guys. I thank you for, your patience with us always. I thank you for Jesus Christ's mercy and God's blessing on this podcast, on Dreamcatchers. And I continue to pray that we stay strong and we stay structured and we continue to walk in faith with the help of, our Father.
Yeah. So yeah, we thank you guys again. As she mentioned, stick with us.
We'll take you far.
We'll take you far, right? So there's an old saying: if you want to go somewhere fast, you go alone. If you want to go somewhere far, you go with somebody else.
Absolutely.
So that's why we need your support to keep tapping into what we're doing here. Make sure you share this. You got something else I can tell you. Always do this.
Don't forget that we're doing this fundraiser.
That's going to be coming down the pipe soon. Oh, your board's in place.
Yay!
So you got a board. We can talk about that maybe on another.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. Make sure when the fundraiser happens, put your money where your mouth is.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Next episode is going to be episode 17. And I think that might be our second female guest.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're breaking barriers here.
Yes.
Over here. So yeah.
Yes.
So we'll see you guys later and have a good day.
Have a good one.
All right. Peace.
Hey guys, thanks again for coming through. Please look out for next week's episode number 17. A huge thanks to our guests again, Darius and G, for coming through and sharing their truths. We thank you so much. We say God bless, and we'll see you next week, where we somewhat go kinda sorta back coastal. Have a good week, guys.